Okay guys, I would like to continue the explanation of Module 3 method and strategies. And here I would like to show you the broader discussion of Unit 2, some attributes of ESP methodology. Okay, so let's start our discussion in this unit by showing the introduction. Learner learning centered, task-based, activity-based, and problem-solving are all attributes which are generally associated with an effectively communicate-oriented approach. And as may be deduced from the recent literature on ESP, this orientation is characteristic of special purpose language teaching in general and ESP in particular. But what is the attributes of ESP actually? Attribute of ESP, it means that the activities that be done in ESP. So for example, task-based, activity-based, problem-solving, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, let's have a deal with problem-solving. What is problem-solving actually? Problem-solving is a process that must be included in every educational practice, as life is not devoid of problem. Problem solving can be seen as a way into new work, an opportunity to apply acquired knowledge, and a rationale for gaining new skills and knowledge using an already acquired knowledge. A learner may not always solve all problems presented by the teacher, but different strategies may be tried at achieving success. Okay, guys, in the classroom, there will maybe a lot of problem that must be faced by the teacher and the students. So, what the students and teacher need is solve the problem. Is if they can successfully solve the problem, this process, these attributes of ESP can be done. Okay. What learners do need is knowledge of strategies and processes which can be used to try and solve problem. This is why we say that ESP is centered and process oriented. Some of problem solving activities include teaching learners how to get started, sorting of data, seeking patterns, linking to what you know, trying out theories, testing theories, and etc. Listen, a good teacher should first of all do whole class problem solving to demonstrate the thinking processes the pupils need to use. Problem solving requires learners to bring to fore their prior knowledge and generic strategies for what to do next. A problem could be used to introduce a topic and get pupils' interest in what you want them to do. Okay, now let's talk about kind of problem. First of all, problems that have a single step and one solution. Such for example, what two colors do you combine to create an orange? This kind of problem need some step and a solution, okay? Because what two colors do you combine to create an orange? The answer, the student is need to make some instruction or make some solution to answer this question, okay? And then problem that have many steps and solutions. And then open-ended problems, also known as investigation. They offer opportunities for learners to make decision and pose question, decide in line of action to pursue. Okay. After problem solving, the student and teacher must continue to task-based activity. In communicative approach, the classroom activities are task-based. Learners are continuously presented with problem to solve using the target of language. For instance, learners could be asked to reorder jumbled letters or words, to listen to a speaker and report all the main points mentioned, to underline or list out all the nouns, verbs, and etc. in a passage. Arranging the program around tasks such as information and opinion gap activities. It is hoped that the learner will perceive the language subconsciously, whilst consciously concentrating on solving the meaning behind the task. A task-based approach assumes that speaking a language is a skill best perfected through practice and interaction, and uses tasks and activities to encourage learners to use the language communicatively in order to achieve a purpose. Tasks must be relevant to a real-world language need of the students. What does these activities mean? After problem solving, the students and the teacher must do these activities, that is task-based activities. It means that this is activities that the students must practice in their knowledge. The students must answer the question. The students must finish their work. Okay? Tasks must be relevant to real-world language needs of the students. According to Alice 2000, for interactive tasks to be successful, it should contain elements that are new or unfamiliar to the participants. Require learners to exchange information with their partners or group members. Have a specific outcome. Involve details. Center on a problem, especially an ethical one, such as deciding in a small group who should take the last spot in a lifeboat, a nuclear physics or a pregnant woman, and involve the use of naturally occurring conversation and narrative discourse. Teachers using task-based syllabus are expected to use problem-solving tasks to provide learners with opportunities to share ideas, building consensus, and explain decisions about real-life issues important to them. So in task-based activities, the teacher must give some task to the students in this criteria. The teacher must decide that the task is appropriate to the students, because if the student cannot done the task correctly or does the task well, it means that the task is inappropriate with the students. Okay, now let's go into the collaborative or integrated teaching and learning. What does it mean? It means that teaching same students at the same time for instructional purposes in a particular subject or combination of subjects. The difference between of two, if any, may be that collaborative teaching places more focus on shared power than team teaching. Okay. In collaborative or integrated teaching and learning, be careful, because ESP teaching should be carried on by the collaboration of an EFL teacher with a content teacher. They can carry out ESP teaching scaffolding each other. The former provides the latter with methodology of language teaching, while latter makes the content meaningful, helping the EFL teacher learn content knowledge. What does it mean? It means that content will be the core of these activities. Therefore, the content-based ESP focuses on the teaching of academic English through content knowledge. Language learning and content of subject matter could be brought together because a foreign language is most successfully acquired when teachers are engaged in its meaningful and purposeful use. The integration of language and content involves the incorporates of content material into language classes. Content can provide a motivational and cognitive basis for language learning since it is interesting and some value to the learner. Okay, content in collaborative or integrated teaching and learning is a very crucial thing. Therefore, the teacher must make sure that the content will appropriate with the students and have some value to the learner. Okay? This could be done by seeking the support of head of content department. That how does ESP lecture establish content with the content lecture? First, surveying lecturers. The first activities that must be done by the lecturer is appointing a liaison person, observing classes, team teaching, attending departmental meetings, participating in student selection interviews. They can also distribute a questionnaire at this time to content lecturer to find out their views on the particular strengths and weaknesses of the students and ways in which the English lecturer may be able to help. These activities must be done to make sure that lecturer or the teacher, have a deal with the content that appropriate with the student. Because if the student do not appropriate with the content that the teacher provide to them, the student will be confused and the teacher also cannot maximally teach them. Okay, therefore these activities may contain in collaborative or integrated teaching and learning. Okay, here are the advantages of collaborative teaching. First of all, collaborative can provide more opportunities for second language interaction and improve second language proficiency. It can also help students draw on their first language while developing second language skill. It can also include opportunities for the integration of language and content learning. Content-based collaborative and interactive ESP teaching, therefore, helps both the teacher and students scaffold each other. But in ESP, there were also some problems. First of all, collaborative teaching, while rewarding, does have its challenges. Second of all, it requires a great deal of time and effort from teachers. And then, it can become inefficient due to differing personalities, different cultures, different teaching style, difficult for ESP lecturer to establish contact. There may be unwillingness on the part of some departments to collaborate, thereby making it difficult for the ESP lecturer to establish contact. ESP lecturer may face the frustrating issue of allocation of hours and formal scheduling of the English language classes. This is because the departmental priorities over the logic and scheduling English classes to coincidence with immediate needs. One of the hardest tasks of the ESP lecturer is dealing with a lack of formal schedule coordination. This is stated by Brennan and Van Nersen, 1995. Bailey, Dale, and Squire, 1992, suggests teachers should focus on goals rather than personalities to minimize power struggles. Recognizing one another's contribution and setting aside time for planning on a regular basis are two important factors related to the success of collaborative teaching. Collaborative teaching may be more useful for interactive courses and require dialogues and discussion than for courses that are receptive and discrete skill based. So guys, in this slide, I have already explained about the problem of collaborative teaching, but I also have explained the solution to solve this problem also in this slide. Okay. Okay, now we are in the last slides that it will be some conclusion and summary. The conclusion of my slides is the aim of ESP is to help learners achieve communicative competence in the target situation. In doing this, language and content area learners construct their own knowledge on the basis of interaction with their environment. For the summary, ESP program are content-based, task-based, interactive program which provide cooperative learning. In this unit, it has been established that cooperative learning or CL is the most widely used approach to ESP teaching. It is potentially beneficial for second language learners in a number of ways, especially when performed through content. Okay, finish for my explanation in unit 2, and next we will please listen to the next explanation in unit 3 in this module by Brian. Thank you.